Thank you for staying with us. It's now time to take a look at headlines on the front pages of Nigerian newspapers. And I begin with Nigerian Tribune. And the major story here says minimum wage. National Assembly leaders step in as Attorney General of the Federation declares labor strike illegal. We won't accept starvation wage, NLC President tells Akpabio Abbas. As Labour insists on total shutdown of schools, banks, government offices, electricity, mistakes of several decades can be repaired in one day, Rep Speaker is saying. Wire School principal says exams will continue as scheduled. Another story here, Ayedatiwa rolls out electricity meters prices, directs BEDC others to stop estimated billings. Nigeria no longer indebted to foreign carriers, IATA is saying. Food inflation, consumers, traders lament as FCCPC visits Lagos markets. 2024 UTME, JAM reschedules 24,535 candidates for supplementary exams, releases 3,921 additional results. And at the top corner, I didn't believe I would last 1 month in office, Fubara is saying. As the governor of Rivers State, mining federal government to expand Marshall Corps to 100 per state. Some of the stories you find on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune. And to the Nation newspaper, why strike is illegal by federal government. At the top corner there, Geregu Siemens partner to raise Nigerian firms' overall power generation capacity to 1,200 megawatts. All right, this is some of the stories you find on the front page of the Nation newspaper. To the Daily News Hub. Minimum wage standoff. Labour shuts down Nigeria today. Federal government talks tough. And the riders there declares action premature, illegal. National Assembly governor's last-minute effort failed as NLC TUC insists on indefinite strike. Direct workers to down tools. Say they'll discuss National Assembly appeal with labor organs. Accept labor's demand on new minimum wage. That's the Nigerian Association of Nigerian Students tells federal government. And another story here, nationwide blackout looms as Gencos cry out over 3.7 trillion naira debt. One, it's threatening our operations. Many feared killed in Anambra road crash. Sad one there. And another story at the corner here. I hope Tinubu learns from mistakes of past president. Abdulsalami is saying Nigeria has cleared 98% of airlines trapped funds, says IATA. How to save local governments from paralysis, Sheikh Husani is saying that. At the top corner, hardship, we warned Nigerians against voting APC. Tamboa says Tinubu can't exonerate itself from Buhari's failure. All right, to the Punch newspaper now. Minimum wage. AGF tackles labor as National Assembly fails to stop strike. AGF says, as the Attorney General of the Federation says, planned strike violates court order. Federal government insists on 60,000 naira. And a sad story here. Ex-worker, accomplice killed Lagos businessman, steal 3.2 million naira. And these are some of the stories you find on the front page of the Punch newspaper. To the Daily Trust now. Minimum wage strike begins as National Assembly's intervention fails. Labour's action illegal. AGF, uncertainty over Hajj pilgrims airlift. That's a story you find on the front page of the Daily Trust. To the First News newspaper now. Still talking about minimum wage. Labour stands firm, insists on strike despite last-minute National Assembly talks. Federal government sounds alarm, says 494,000 naira wage demand spells economic disaster. And Tamboa bemoans current hardship, says we warn Nigerians against voting APC. NDLEA intercepts 2.1 billion naira worth of codeine synthetic cannabis, arrests 70-year-old grandpa. And the statement coming from former President Olusegun Obasanjo says Nigeria currently volatile, dangerous, needs new generation of leaders. And at the top corner, Nnamdi Kanu, court threatens DSS DG with jail over alleged contempt. Some stories you find on the front page of the First News newspaper. And at the Daily Independent. National Assembly last-minute moves failed to stop Labour's nationwide strike. NLC to use industrial action, premature, illegal. Federal government warns darkness, fuel scarcity looms as NUEE, Nupeng, others join. Aviation unions vow to shut down activities at all airports. Now, killing of 5 soldiers, Labour Party fought threats of overwhelming military onslaught on Abia. Urges intelligence gathering to fish out culprits. Electricity, Jenkins urge federal government to pay debts. And Nigeria clears 98% of blocked funds, remaining $19 million, IATA is saying. And, okay, Shetima Fashola, Capet TV legal analyst, promoters of parliamentary system. Some stories you find on the front page of the Daily Independent. Ibrahim.
Well, the first with me here is the Abuja inquirer. Nationwide strike begins. National Assembly last ditch truce fails. Federal government fumes, says strike illegal. First anniversary, Tinubu's performance below par, that's according to poll, says wrong direction, hunger, top. National Assembly judiciary rank very poor. Crisis brews as Uni Abuja management tells ASU, no work, no pay. JAMB reschedules 2024 UTME for 24,535 candidates. You see that on page 12. NECO blames economic factor for low enrollment in 2024 NCEE. Tinubu inaugurates Abuja Road project 13 years after contract award. NAFDAC seizes illegal drugs worth 107 million naira in Abuja market. You see that on page 12 of the Abuja Inquirer. Next is Nigerian News Direct. Minimum wage. Again, federal government's meeting with Labour hits deadlock as indefinite strike action begins today. As federal government labels move premature, illegal, urges reconsideration. Avoid strike, embrace dialogue, NAPS tells NLC federal government. Shagamo Iperu Road, Adebutu commented ignorantly. Family couldn't fix road for years. That's according to Abiodun. Taxation. Voluntary compliance is our goal, FRS chairman. Sniper, not good for food preservation, can cause cancer. That's according to NAFDAC. NDLEA intercepts illicit drugs worth over 960 million naira in 8 suitcases at Lagos airport. SERAP challenges governors to disclose results of local government elections, details of SEEC members. Next is Leadership newspaper. Minimum wage, Labour begins nationwide strike today. Meeting with National Assembly deadlocked as federal government declares action illegal. Banks, oil, insurance, maritime, aviation, government media, varsity workers join. Labour demands will hurt businesses, households. That's according to presidency. Next is the Platform Times. National Assembly's last-minute attempt fails to avert Labour strike. Labour's June the 3rd strike notice premature, illegal. That's according to AGF. Vox Pop, Ogun residents divided over Abiodun's 5-year administration. I didn't believe I would last 1 month in office. This is according to Fubara. Why some multinationals are leaving Nigeria. That's according to Finance Minister. Nigerian Navy Petty Officer dismissed for theft. Sultan urges Labour leaders to reconsider strike action. NAPTIP arraigns 83-year-old orphanage founder for human trafficking. I've ended half-salary era in Oshun, says Adeleke. My predecessor fought against my emergence as Ogun governor, says Abiodun. Next is Salient Times. Labour says no going back on strike after National Assembly last-minute talks. Minimum wage economy will crumble if Labour has its way. That's according to presidency. Labour Party berates Obi Ezekwesili Aisha Yesufu for disrespecting national anthem. Grandfather, 25-year-old lady, others busted by NDLEA nationwide. OT did not support IPOB's sit-at-home Abia government. I need 69 million naira to fully transform to a man and bear children. Ex-Super Falcons player begs NFF. My 5 years in government very challenging. This according to Abiodun. Abdusalami, military coups can't succeed without assistance of politicians. And then on the bottom strip, Fubara will remain eternally grateful to Wike Ijo leaders. Next is the Daily Times. Minimum wage. Nationwide strike commences today. This is according to Labour, as National Assembly fails to apprehend proposed action. Federal government declares organized labor nationwide industrial action illegal, unconstitutional. Advises them to return to negotiating table. Federal government to deploy technology for surveillance of mining sites to establish 6 mineral centers to boost sector. Preserving foods with sniper can cause cancer, death, NAFDAC warns. Autonomy, only way to save local governments from paralysis, according to Sheikh Hussaini. Attack on soldiers, go after killers, not innocent citizens. Labour Party urges military. Federal government deploy technology for surveillance of mining sites. Next is Blueprint newspaper. We have just a few headlines here. Tinubu alone cannot restructure Nigeria. Fashola. AUDC begins disconnection of defense headquarters, army, NAF, FHQ, finance, others today. Strike begins as Labour federal government meeting deadlock. AGF cautions on breach of court order. Next is This Nigeria. Also, SERAP to 36 governors disclose details of CX members, local government area results, or face legal action. Minimum wage, NLC, TUC set to commence strike. Meeting with National Assembly ministers deadlocked as Akpabio warns 494,000 naira salary may worsen unemployment. Next is Vanguard newspaper. Minimum wage, fuel, schools, banks, others to be shut as strike begins today. TUC direct Pengerson as Biffy, senior civil servants to comply. Labour charges workers to beware of government antics. Your proposed strike legal. Federal government warns NLC, TUC. Anxiety as federal government borrows 20.1 trillion naira under Tinubu. Gencos cry out over 3.7 trillion naira debt. And above the masthead, we have Zenith Bank emerges most sustainable bank in Nigeria. The problem with Tinubu's misfiring leadership, that's according to Akin Oshuntokun. And then Nigeria must leverage national assets to attract forex inflow. Next is national economy. Nigeria's blue economy, poor IT investment, others stifle 7 trillion naira maritime potential. As ship owners decry yearly 1 trillion naira loss due to inadequate infrastructure. 2 billion naira Bureau de Change recapitalization. APCON protests. SMEs in Nigeria declined by 45% in 2 years. That's according to the National Bureau of Statistics. On the bottom strip, the city of fintech, fraud, and fun. You can read that up and catch some fun with some information. A business day. CBN sells most dollars in 1 month as liquidity fades. $575 million sold in May exceeds March and April combined. Oil companies to resume dollar sales to banks. Nigeria's oil sector turns ghost town as FDI vanishes. Okay, and OPay strongly prohibits cryptocurrency and virtual assets trading on its platform. Last but not least is the Nation Sport Alive. Boniface, Ndidi, Iheanacho, 12 others train in Uyo. Eagles to train twice today. Potter snubs 2 Premier League jobs. Ferguson has forgiven me, that's according to Mikel. Joshua, the boys set for September showdown at Wembley. Newcastle lineup, potential move for Begovic. Al Nasser wants Casemiro, and Man City eager to make Bruyne sign a new deal. The new Galactico. Also, we have Bayern hold talks with Fernandes' agent. Bellingham, Vinicius, Cruz favorite after CL success. Fenerbahce unveils Mourinho. Well, that's all we have for the newspaper review. You know, some of the sports names can actually kick off your teeth if you're not careful.
Right. Okay.